Hello friends, happy Homebrew Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, whatever. Cheers. Interesting. So this here is the very first pour of a German Fest beer that I made. Is it dark? I can't tell if this is better or worse. Ooh, it glows now. Anyway, so this is German Fest beer, a recipe I just sort of devised. I was kind of shooting at a Summit beer that they put out as like a one-off thing a couple of years ago. It's not exactly that, but it is not going to be terrible. I actually just kegged it last night, put it on heavy gas, 35 pounds or something overnight, and poured one, and it's not quite all the way carb, but it's there. There's nothing that's going to stop me drinking 4 or 5 pints of it watching the Olympics tonight. So, will we get some sweet curling action again tonight? Last night, heartbreaking loss for the U.S. mixed doubles team, but, you know, what are you going to do? They're from Wisconsin, so I felt extra bad for them. So, about this here beer, this is a pretty simple, it's kind of like a light Oktoberfest or a, I don't even know what technically the style would be. But it's Pilsner malt, Vienna malt, a little bit of Munich. There might be some Carapils in it, but maybe not. And I know there is a little tiny bit, like 4 ounces of this malt called Cara Aroma. That is a cool malt. It gives you a super malty character, but a little bit goes a long ways. Super duper flavorful. But I mean, I don't know. All in all, I like the color of it. I hit the color I was shooting for. I hit the ABV. It's about 6.5%. You know, it's a liter beer, but you know, if you shoot a couple boots of it, you might be fucked. Tasting it, it's got that German thing. I actually fermented it with a blend of yeast. I'd used the dry 3470 lager yeast, which I love, and also the S189, which is a Swiss lager yeast. I had a couple jars of those that I'd saved off of starters in the past, and I needed to spin them up. And I thought, well, if I'm going to spin one, I might as well spin them both. So this is a blended yeast, and the blend works. It's got that sharp sort of almost herbal thing. To me, it's a classic German beer flavor. It's got that, and it's also got a really smooth finish that I think comes maybe from that S189. You can take that last 30 seconds and just chalk it up to bullshit, most likely, but that's what I'm going to tell myself. So, I don't know. I dig this beer. I just had a really good Pilsner, a Czech, I don't know if it's technically a Czech Pils, but at a local brewery here called Lazy Monk, and talked to the brewer and drank one of his Pilsners. It's got a similar yeast character, that German yeast thing that I like when it's done well. And I think this one is going to be done, especially with a little bit of time in a keg, this is going to be pretty good. I have a couple a little bit of particulate, but it's the first pour, so there's a little bit of almost not really bubble gum, but kind of bubble gum. Not super strong. It's a nice toasty malt bill. I don't know. I dig it. So I am actually brewing beer still, so that's cool. I actually kegged 2 beers last night. The other one I will definitely throw a video up of, because it is about the polar opposite of a kind of traditional German put it in a liter and hammer it down beer. So I will. I might even tap that tonight. We'll see. I would like that one to be more carved, I think. But it's going to be a cool one. It's a crazy looking beer. So think of this completely opposite, and I think that's pretty close to what you would hit. Other than that, I'm not doing a lot. I'm spinning some yeast. It's actually just some of the slurry left over from this beer that I'm spinning up on a starter, so it's extra pissed off and angry. And I think I'm gonna do just like a basic IPL, maybe an all Amarillo IPL, big late hop, big dry hop most likely, but a pretty simple malt bill. Try and make a clear IPA for some reason. I'm hashtag sorry Lou. But you know, sometimes you want to make a beer that isn't deliciously hazy, I guess. This thing I think is going to be dead ass clear in a week or so. It looked super clear going into the keg, and I have a feeling just a little bit of shit that settled out overnight. I feel like it could be colder too, but that's probably a kegerator issue. I would like this a couple degrees colder. I moved my temperature probe in my kegerator, so we'll see. I really should probably put a fan in this thing one of these days just to circulate the air and maybe balance out. There's definite hot and cold spots in it, so that'd be an interesting thing as well. I think that's it. I missed the Fond du Lac Festival, the big homebrew fest, because, you know, wife, kids, life, whatever. But now I get a new beer on tap, which is exciting. I was down to 2 empty kegs, and I had my hop experiment beer that that beer came out fine, but the single hop I use YET just needs it just needs something else with it, and the beer's sort of it's fine. I'm sure it's fine, but I'm not in love with it. So I look at it and I'm like, I could just go buy a 12-pack of fucking Moon Man, which I do. And the other beer I have this is a bottle of it that I got to get for Jake if I ever see Jake again. It's a tropical stout, but that's a 9% stout that I think is pretty good. It scored pretty decently at the last competition that Brock and I were in. It didn't win a medal because Brock gets to win all the medals there and I don't. That's okay though. He deserved it. His beer was awesome. This beer is good. I think maybe it's not exactly a tropical stout, even though I think it's exactly a tropical stout. It's either, I don't know, all the judging sheets said it came off kind of herbal and almost like there was green tea in it. Hello, dog. So I need to really sit down and drink it again and evaluate like what I would do differently. I'm not sure what I would do differently because I thought I done ran out of camera space. No one's petting the dog either. She's very distraught. Shut it. Go upstairs. There's kids upstairs. Dogs love kids. Except my kids. Kobe kind of terrorizes this poor dog. Anyway, I think I was just rambling on about tropical stouts at that particular moment. So, anyway, that's probably all I needed to say. I could have just cut the fucking video right there. Yeah, I don't know. Digging this beer. Come on. Yeah, dog. Won't stay up there. Anyway, happy Homebrew Wednesday, nerds. It's good to see your faces. And, yeah, I'll be back with another video with a markedly different beer. Maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow, maybe not. I don't know, maybe in a week, maybe in a month, maybe, you know, I'll go on my current schedule and be back in 3 months with a video that says, oh man, I should really make more videos. We'll see. Some things are cooking, so you never know. Later, kids. Yandu.